Please adhere to YouTube's selected guidelines before viewing the content of this video. I do not encourage or condone any products, actions, or behaviors shown in this video. All videos are produced in a safe, professional, and controlled environment. Please do not attempt to replicate any actions performed during the video. All actions are performed by professionals. Alrighty, so today I, a cigarette smoker, am going to be drinking 20-year-old Australian rum from the early 2000s. This will be my first ever time drinking Australian-made and market rum. This will also be my first ever time drinking rum from a bottle that has been cracked open for over 20 years, since the early 2000s to be precise. And so as such, I'm looking forward to this experience a little bit more so than not. But I'm also quite nervous for this experience because I don't know how good or how bad the rum inside this bottle is actually going to be. Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? I don't know, but I'm looking forward to finding out, and I'm looking forward to letting y'all know as well. If I had to hazard a guess, though, do I think I'm going to have a good or a bad experience with this rum today? If I had to hazard a guess, if I had to say something, I'm thinking I'm probably not going to have a very good experience. Not because I think the rum in this bottle has gone bad over the last 20 or so years it's been cracked open, but instead because today what I'm going to be drinking is some Bundaberg Original Rum from Australia. Bundaberg is an Australian rum brand that was first started in the late 1800s in Australia. And it has become ubiquitous with rum in Australia, from what I've heard at least. But not many people out there consider it to actually be good. I read a bunch of reviews on Bundaberg rum before this video today, and frankly put, I didn't see a single positive one. In fact, most of the reviews I said that this stuff right here is the worst rum they've ever drank, and that they would much rather just pour it down the drain. They would much rather just pour it down the drain than drink it. Get more just a little bit jumbled up as I am. I'm honestly a little bit nervous, frankly put. But yeah, this stuff does not get good reviews. Frankly put, I'm really not expecting a particularly good experience from this rum today, but nonetheless, I'm looking forward to finding out just how a 20-year-old Australian rum from the early 2000s is actually going to be. But how do I know that this is actually 20-year-old rum from the early 2000s? Well, the way I know is very simple. It's because my family has actually owned this bottle since the early 2000s when they were given it by an acquaintance who visited Australia. That's right, my family has owned this just about since new. And they drank about a little bit over half the bottle, I'd have to say, and then it went in the pantry, where it was then forgotten for, well, over 20 years until well, I'd have to say a couple weeks ago now, when they found it and were like, yo, you want to try this for a video? And I was like, oh yeah, I'll try that for a video. And so as such, that's now exactly what I'm doing today. That's the first way I know how old this bottle is. The second way I know how old this bottle is due to the sweepstakes. There's acorns falling from a tree above me, and one of them just smacked me dead on the head. That startled me so much. But the second way I know just how old this bottle of rum actually is due to the sweepstakes sticker right here. We can see it just says, endless summer, instant win the ultimate summer wagon. So basically it's a sweepstakes to try to win. Another acorn just hit me on the head. But basically, this is a sweepstakes to try to win a summer wagon and stuff like that kind of thing. If we look at the wagon design on that right there, it looks like a Holden Commodore, or I'm thinking more than likely a Ford Falcon from the early 2000s. Looks like a Ford Falcon Ute with a topper on the back, to be precise. From what I can tell, at least, although I very well could be wrong, I can't exactly tell what this is, and I'm not super up on what Australian Utes looked like back then. So do take what I say with a grain of salt, but that's the second way I know how old this bottle is. I can say with confidence that this bottle is from more than likely 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, something around about that territory, if I had to guess at least, but I can't say the exact date for sure. I will acknowledge, I just know that this bottle right here is over 20 years old, and that is from the early 2000s. That's how I know how old this rum actually is. I do suppose now, without further ado, now that I've said everything I wanted to say for my intro, I should probably go ahead and start going over the packaging of the bottle of this rum itself. Then after that, I should probably go ahead and go over the look of the rum, go ahead and get the cap all off, smell it just a little bit, let y'all know what it smells like and whatnot. And then after that, I think I should probably go ahead and get some in my glass that I have on the table in front of me right now, and actually go ahead and get to drinking some 20-year-old Australian rum from the early 2000s. Since I'm not expecting very good things from this rum, I will acknowledge that I am going to be taking the tiniest of sips today, which some of y'all might think is a wimpy thing to do, but that's okay. I don't mind by any means. It's whatever. I don't want to throw up because I take too large of a sip of this and I'm like, I need it out of my system right now. I don't feel like embarrassing myself by doing that. I'd much rather embarrass myself by taking tiny sips, and so I'm going to be taking tiny sips today because I really am not expecting a good experience, and I am a little bit more nervous than not. But as said though, first off, we got to go over the look of this bottle, and we can see it's a pretty standard sort of long, sort of squared off rum bottle look, I'd have to say. We can see it's got a yellow lid with a yellow band right there. And on the top of the yellow lid, it has a little bit of a polar bear design right there. And that's just the Bundaberg sort of logo, which I think is pretty amusing because, well, there's no polar bears in Australia. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure there aren't. Under that, it just says Bundaberg Rum on this band right there. As we can see, it just says it over and over and over again in a mildly stylized look. Then we get the Bundaberg polar bear logo once again right there on a sticker on the bottle. And then under that, there's another sticker, and the backgrounds for both these stickers is very much like a pale yellow, I'd have to say. I don't know if it was pale yellow from the get-go. I figure it probably wasn't because this is definitely a more rich yellow, but it's probably faded over the years. But we just get that polar bear logo once again, and then it just says the famous Bundaberg Rum. Yeah, famous for all the wrong reasons, but it does say Bundaberg Rum right there, just letting you know exactly what this is. And then under that, we just get the sweepstakes, and on the sweepstakes sort of sticker, it just says that this bottle contains 700 milliliters of rum. Well, not anymore, but it did at one point. And that this is also 37% alcohol per volume. So that would be 37. What would the proof for this be? 37. That would be a, what, 74% proof or a 74 proof, I want to say. So 37% alcohol, 74 proof. Okay, not too strong for a rum by any means. Most of the rum I normally drink is about 42%, I want to say. But, you know, we can just see it just says a product of Australia right there as well. Certainly no complaints on my behalf. And that's pretty much all that's going on the front of the bottle. Overall, a simplistic, classic, mildly retro design in my personal opinion. And since this bottle came out like 20 years ago, Bundaberg has changed its design on its bottles a little bit more so than us. So this is more of a retro design than not these days, just because it's not made like this anymore. They don't make them like they used to, and that's a fact, you know what I'm saying? But let's go ahead and flip the bottle around just like that and take a look at the back of the bottle. We can see it's pretty much just an informational sticker right here. Now, when this bottle was new, there was a sticker above this sticker, as we can see, but it was ripped off. I think that was the sweepstakes thing. And we can just see it just says the famous Bundaberg Rum just right there. Then below it just says Bundaberg Rum has been an integral part of Australia's heritage since 1888. This unique rum was born out of cane fields in Queensland. The distinctive polar bear is a symbol that Bundaberg Rum can ward off the wickedest chill with its richly flavored taste. Well, I guess that explains the polar bear. That is very interesting. So this is made in Queensland with the cane fields there, and the polar bear is to ward off the wickedest chills you can experience. Richly flavored taste. Oh, we'll find out about that. If it's a good richly flavored taste. Under all of that, it just says this product is distilled and bottled for Bundaberg Distilling Company, Pty Limited, Whitberg Street, or Whittered Street, Bundaberg, Queensland. Which Bundaberg is the actual city/town this stuff is made in, from what I know. We just get the barcode right there. Just has for merchandise and stuff right there. You just go right there. It just says registered trademark, and then it just says approximately 20 standard drinks, 700 milliliters right there. And that is pretty much all there is to the back of the bottle. Taking a look at the bottom, we can see it just says this bottle is the property of AC/something 328023 Bundaberg Distilling Corporation. So it doesn't tell me the age or anything like that on the bottom. And there is a little bit of, just trying to show y'all right there, there is some text right there. I don't know if you guys can see it very well, but it's right there. And that text does not tell me. It just says B3522313:55. That's not a date code from what I can tell. It's just sort of a product code or some sort of, well, maybe internal date code. I'm not exactly sure how old this bottle is, but based off of that at least. But yep, that's pretty much all there is to the packaging. Overall, you know, not a bad look, not as good of a look as some other rums I've seen, but you know, not bad by any means. And since this is discontinued packaging now, it does look up, well, better than not, in my personal, not bad packaging. But let's see, let's find out if the smell is bad. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this all opened up, just like that. Got the cap all off. Let's take a sniff. Oh man, I am not really a fan of the smell of liquor a lot of times, but I don't mind the smell of the rum I've been enjoying as of late, such as, like, let's say the Bacardi Reserve Ocho 8-year rum. I've been enjoying that one a lot as of late. I've also really been enjoying Appleton's 12-year aged rum. That stuff's been really good, and the smell from that stuff is really good as well, but oh man, this is intense. This is very, very, very liquory. More liquory. More liquory and with less undertones than the rum I've tried previously. So the general smell is paint thinner, Sharpie, and maybe a little bit of sweetness. Yeah, it very much comes across like, yeah, paint thinner, Sharpie, and liquor. Sweet liquor. Oh, man. You know, it's not the worst. I've definitely smelled worse alcohols before, such as vodka. Tito's, to be precise. I think Tito's definitely smells worse than this. But yeah, really the main smell is a sort of sweeter than not paint thinner, Sharpie, and liquor. Just general liquor sort of smell. Oh man, not a very good smell if I do say so myself. We can see the rum itself is very much that of a, I'd have to say, like, golden reddish brown. It looks very attractive, but it just does not smell attractive at all. Yeah, well, we'll see if it smells any different once I actually get in the glass. Let's go ahead and grab my glass I got right here, and let's go and pour myself just a little bit, not too much by any means. And let's smell it in the glass, and then after that, go ahead and take a sip of this rum and find out just how it is and what it's like. Oh man, I think I'm gonna get a chaser prepared. Pour it in, pour it in, pour it in. I think that should be good for me. I've got a bottle of Coke with me today because I'm thinking after I take a sip or two, I'm probably just gonna make the rest of it into a rum and Coke. But I'm also gonna have this prepared as a chaser. Because I have read so many bad things about Bundaberg rum. I have heard so many bad things. I genuinely am not expecting a good experience. In the glass itself, it very much comes across as, oh, it depends on the lighting, but yeah, it very much comes across as being, once again, that sort of like reddish, golden, almost honey-like brown, I'd have to say. It's very attractive looking. And smell-wise in the glass, it doesn't smell good. I'm really not able to notice any undertones besides what I previously mentioned. In the glass, it really does smell a lot like Sharpie. Like when you're just inhaling straight Sharpie permanent markers, that's very much what it smells like. Oh, man. Yeah. Sharpie, paint thinner, sweet liquor. Oh, man. If I've got to drink it. This video is all about me drinking it. But I don't really want to. This smell is not good. It is not good. No, it's not a good smell. Like, it actually doesn't, like, it doesn't visually look bad. But it smells so bad. It smells like there's no undertones to this at all. Like, the rum I've been drinking these days, which is, as I said, the Bacardi Reserve Ocho 8 and the Appleton's 12, you smell that and it's like liquor, but then you get undertones of like different stuff. Like the Bacardi has like fruity, banana, caramel, vanilla-like undertones, and then the Appleton's 12 has sort of like a nutty, coca-like undertone to the smell and everything like that kind of thing. This, on the other hand, maybe there's a little bit of molasses, maybe a little bit of a sort of vanilla, but it is really mainly, it is predominantly Sharpie, paint thinner, sweet liquor with an undertone of maybe a little bit of molasses and vanilla or something like that kind of thing. I am not expecting very good things. I read one review of Bundaberg online, and somebody said that they were from Australia and that they tried Bundaberg as their first ever rum. And they tried it, and then for the next 20 years of their life, they thought they hated rum because Bundaberg was that bad. And then they visited the Caribbean, and they tried rum again there, and they were like, oh, wow, I realized I don't hate rum. I actually really like it. I just hate Bundaberg. Yeah. Oh, man. I'm procrastinating right now. I really am procrastinating. Oh, I got to take a sip of this. All right. I'm getting the cap all off my chaser, just in case I need it. Just in case I need my chaser, I got the cap all off. All right, y'all. All right. Okay. Mentally preparing myself for a really bad liquor taste. I don't have to do this for my other rums. I don't have to do this for my other rums. Oh, man. Take the tiniest of sips. Without further ado, let's go ahead and take a sip of this 20-year-old Australian rum from the early 2000s for the first time. And without further ado, let's go ahead and find out just how good or just how bad it actually is. Yes, sir, you know what I'm saying. That was a tiny sip. I had like a couple drops. Burning in the back of my throat. Now, I wouldn't want to take a swig of this, but, you know, just sipping very small sips, it wasn't so bad. It was such a small sip, I didn't really get much, though, but that wasn't as bad as I thought. This might be a bit forward of me, but I'm going to put the cap back on this just real quick. You know? I mean, like, that first sip, it wasn't actually as bad as I thought. The flavor I got was a little bit spicy in the back of my throat. Definitely got some spice in the back of my throat. That's normal for rum. I feel like a little bit of caramel, cane sugar, and vanilla as a flavor. Interesting. Okay. Very interesting. That wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. You know, maybe after 20 years, Bundaberg rum is actually good. Who knows? This is definitely by no means the best rum I've ever tried, just based off that first sip. But, you know, it wasn't as bad as I really thought it was going to be. It really wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Wow, okay. Let's take another one. There's another really small sip. I'm still very nervous to take a bigger sip. I'm taking very small sips. I don't feel like coughing or spitting it all out all over the place today. Or throwing up. I've taken a shot of alcohol before and been like, man, oh my God, I gotta throw up. Just because it tasted that bad. But, I mean, like, that's really wasn't so bad. No. Like, not the best rum I've ever tried. Not as good as the other two rums I've got on deck. But, you know, not horrible. Not horrible. I'm going to go and grab myself a little bit of a thumbnail real quick. I'm going to take another sip after that. And that's the plan. Excuse me. Alrighty. Hopefully that will do for a screenshot for the thumbnail of this video. We will find out. This is the first time this rum has been drank in about 20 years. And you know, it's honestly not so bad. I still don't want to take a very big sip, though. I'm still very nervous. I'm still going to stick to small sips. You know, that wasn't horrible. I do feel like I need to take a bigger sip next. I've been taking really small sips, and I don't feel like I've got a full idea of what the flavor is really like because I have been taking much smaller sips than that. I need to force myself to take a big sip, but I don't really like taking big sips of rum. But I need to do it. I need to do it because I want to let y'all know just how it is and what it's like. What a burning. I'd have to say the general flavor is it's kind of caramel. It's interesting. It's kind of like a caramel, creamy, vanilla, sugarcane flavor. Almost like let's say a cowtail. Like a cowtail is a type of candy from the United States. It's like, I want to say it's like caramel, chocolate, and like vanilla cream on the inside. Really good. I love them. They're fantastic. I can't eat them anymore though. I've got allergies. But take the chocolate off of that, and this kind of tastes like an alcoholic cowtail, which is interesting. I do need to force myself to take a bigger sip though. And then after that, I think I'm going to see if this stuff pairs well with smoke, quite possibly. I don't know if the production for Bundaberg back in the day was different than it is now, or if Bundaberg rum back in the day was better than it is now. But this stuff, while it's by no means the best rum I've ever had, in fact, I'd consider it the worst, but this stuff it's not bad. It's just the worst rum I've ever tried. Although that's not really saying much because I've only ever tried 2 different rums. I've tried the Bacardi and the Appletons. It's definitely not as good as either of those, in my opinion. But, you know, it's not horrible. It's not nearly as bad as the reviews led me to believe. It's definitely a lot better than vodka. I hate vodka. I do not like vodka. It's not my thing. If you enjoy vodka, hey, go you. It's just not my thing. But this, you know, not bad. I wonder if it's smoothed out over the last 20 years. I do wonder. I wonder if the last 20 years have smoothed it out. I wonder if the problem is new Bundaberg rum, and if it's a lot better after having sat on somebody's shelf for 20 years. I do wonder. I do wonder. Huh. I'm honestly impressed. Yeah, this 20-year-old Australian rum from the early 2000s that I'm trying today, that I'm drinking today, is not bad. I wouldn't call it bad. I also wouldn't call it amazing either, but it's not bad. It's like low good tier. It's like low good tier. Now, I haven't tried a lot of rums, so take what I say with a grain of salt, but you know, it's really not as bad as I thought. It really isn't. I was really expecting much worse things. I was so nervous for this experience today for no reason, because this is honestly, it's not. I don't want to speak too soon. I do have more to drink, but you know, wow. I'm kind of at a loss for words. I really wasn't expecting that. I really want to focus on the taste. I need to take another sip, really focus on the taste, find out how that is, because yeah. I think before I do that, though, I am going to get one of these all lit up. And I'm going to find out how well Bundaberg from the early 2000s, how well a 20-year-old Australian rum from the early 2000s pairs with a smoke. Let's find out, y'all. Let's find out how well this stuff is going to pair with one of these. So without further ado, let's go and get to it. And I will admit, I am already starting to feel a little bit of an alcohol buzz. I am a massive lightweight when it comes to alcohol. Like, literally, those 2 sips, that was probably half a shot max. And, yeah, I started feeling a little bit of a buzz. I'm a massive lightweight when it comes to alcohol, even though I did have some alcohol last night. Alrighty, though. Let's find out if this stuff pairs well, and let's find out what the actual taste of this rum is actually like. I wouldn't say it pairs as well as the other rums I've tried with one of these. I don't think this rum would really pair amazingly with a cigar per se, but it doesn't pair badly. It doesn't pair any worse than other alcohol by any means, but it's not as good as the other rums I've tried when it comes to pairing with a smoke, I'd have to say, but not bad. And the flavor, in my personal opinion, is very much that of a molasses, sort of brown sugar, cane sugar, sweet flavor with an undertone of surprisingly smooth, almost creamy caramel and vanilla. With liquor in the background, of course, a little bit of spice in the back of your throat. And that's very much what the flavor is like. I really do wonder if Bundaberg has, if this bottle that I've got with me today, I really do wonder if this stuff has literally smoothed out over the last 20 or so years. Because I read online that it is like super rough, that all you can taste is alcohol. And it's not. It's not super rough. Not all I can taste is alcohol. There are some undertones. There's not as many undertones as the other rums I've tried. But there's still undertone. It's not all alcohol. I've had all alcohol before. This is not all alcohol. You know, I kind of want to try new Bundaberg rum now and see if there's a difference. I bet there will be. I bet there will be a difference. Interesting. My only thing, though, is that if I don't like Bundaberg rum when I try a new one, if I try a new Bundaberg rum, I'm gonna have to leave it in the cabinet for 20 years until I like it. I'm gonna be over 40 by the time I get another bottle of Bundaberg rum I actually like. I wouldn't really say that I really like this stuff by any means, though. I'll acknowledge it's not bad. I mean, like, I don't think I'd have any beef with finishing off the rest of the bottle. But it's not really. It's not something that if it was sold in this form in my local area, I wouldn't really say it's something I'd probably buy again. But, you know, it's not bad. Spice in my nose. A lot of liquor on that one. Yeah. No. Definitely maybe more alcohol-y than other rums I've tried, but not significantly. And this is 37%. So it's just a little bit lighter than the other rums I've tried as well. But yeah, no, the flavor in my personal opinion is very much very much a liquor-y flavor. Oh, there's a little bit of licorice in there as well, I'd have to say. Maybe a little bit of licorice, yeah. So I have to say the flavor is very much that of a very liquor-y, sort of liquor-ish flavor to begin with. Then under that, there is some molasses and brown sugar. And then under that, there's a little bit of a sort of almost creamy caramel vanilla taste with a little bit of spiciness in the back of your throat. And that's very much what the flavor of the 20-year-old Australian Bundaberg from the early 2000s that I drank today actually is. That's very much what the flavor of this stuff actually is. Wow. I really was not expecting a flavor that was, well, that not bad. I was genuinely expecting a horrible experience. And while this isn't really an amazing experience, it's not something I would consider to be a bad experience either. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. If I had to give this rum a rating, I would probably give it a 2 out of 4. 2 out of 4. I was just expecting it to be like a 1 out of 4, but no, it's a 2 out of 4. And not a low 2 out of 4 either, like a mid to high 2 out of 4. So it's something that I personally don't think I would want to buy again, just because I'm just not really that big of a fan of the flavor of it. There's not a lot of depth. It's okay. It's not horrible, but it's kind of thing. But, you know, I do think some people might enjoy it. And, you know, it's something I won't mind drinking the rest of the bottle of. But it's not something I would personally spend my own money on buying a bottle of, per se. But that's just 20-year-old Bundaberg. For all I know, it really has smoothed out in the last 20 years. Rum, aged rum, is known as being smoother than new rum. Most rums that are smooth are aged for some amount of time. So maybe this is literally aged in the bottle it's been in, and it's gotten smoother because of that. I'm not sure. I don't know if it works like that. I have no idea, but either way, I'm impressed. I think I'm gonna go and mix myself up a rum and Coke though, and see how this stuff is in a rum and Coke as well. So let's go ahead and mix myself up a little bit of rum and Coke. There's the rum I want. Put the cap back on. I feel like I'm bougie right now. I'm drinking like 20-year-old rum right now, y'all. I'm feeling bougie. The oldest rum I've drank up until this point in time is 12 years, but it was aged for 12 years and then bottled like just like 6 months ago kind of thing. Like, it's not actually like rum that has been open in a bottle for 12 years. I guess it was open in the cask for like 12 years, but let's go and throw some Coke in as well. See how this stuff is in a rum and Coke. And I'm starting to feel a little bit of buzz from the alcohol mainly. Go mix it up. Oh, I almost forgot to add my lime juice. Of course, I need lime juice for a rum and Coke. Can't believe I almost forgot that. It's got my Kershaw scallion with me today. Love it. Great knife. Put a little bit of lime juice in my rum and Coke. Should do. Might have been a bit too much, but that's okay. It is what it is. Mix it up now. As you guys can tell, I'm a bartender because I'm mixing this with a fork. That's a joke. I'm not a bartender. Alrighty though. Well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and take another sip of this. And I think now it's time for me to take a sip of my rum and Coke that I made with some 20-year-old Australian rum from the early 2000s. I'm feeling bougie right now, y'all. I'm in America. I'm in America right now. This rum is just about as old as I am. Well, I'm over 20, but it's like as old as I am with a 5-year difference. Something along those lines. I don't know. But I'm feeling bougie right now. Drinking 20-year-old rum with Coke. Drinking a rum and Coke made with 20-year-old rum. You know, we ball. You know what I'm saying? We ball. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got my drink in one hand. Got my other drink in the other hand. You know, no complaints on my behalf. Let's see how good this stuff is. And when it's mixed into a rum and Coke. Will it be good? Will it be bad? Let's find out, y'all. You know, not bad. No, actually, pretty good. Now, I did add a lot of Coke. I did add a lot of Coke. I did like more than a 1-to-3 ratio. Normally, my ratio is 1-to-3 for rum and Cokes. I normally do 1 part rum, 3 parts Coke, half part a lime juice, if I'm actually measuring stuff out, but I didn't measure anything out today. I just kind of poured it all in. And I do think that I did do probably more like 1 part rum, 3.5 parts Coke, more than likely, with about 0.5 parts lime juice. A bit more Coke than usual, but, you know, not bad. Not bad. There's a little bit of undertone of rum, but it's not super prominent. Still a little bit of spice in the back of my throat, though. I can definitely still taste the rum just a little bit. but the sort of liquory flavor of the rum is not super prevalent anymore. It's very much, the rum undertones, like the main prominent taste in tasting, of course, is very much the Coca-Cola taste. But under that, there is a little bit of that sort of, I'd have to say, molasses, brown sugar, creamy sort of caramel, vanilla taste. There's still a little bit of that flavor in there from the rum itself. It's just that sort of liquor taste has very much gone away, and now the undertones are actually shining through very well. They're actually shining through very well in the rum and Coke. Very interesting. Very interesting. I wouldn't really say I'd want to drink Bundaberg straight super often, but you know, drinking it in a rum and Coke, not bad. Actually, pretty good. Actually, pretty good in a rum and Coke. Yeah, no, actually pretty good. Now, I don't know about new Bundaberg, but this old Bundaberg, at least, while I wouldn't really want to drink it straight, it's not a bad mixer. It's not a bad mixer by any means. No, pretty good mixer for rum and Cokes, to be precise, actually. I don't know about other alcoholic beverages, but for rum and Cokes, you know, it's a pretty good mixer. And I guess I really shouldn't be too surprised, because I want to say, so it's interesting because Bundaberg is a rum company, but it's also like a different sort of beverage company as well. They make like ginger beer and like their own version of Coke and stuff like that kind of thing. And it's a completely separate company than the rum company, which is very interesting. But Bundaberg Rum does offer like a pre-canned rum and Coke. So I guess I really shouldn't be too surprised that Bundaberg is pretty good in rum and Coke. Because that is something that they do offer. They do offer rum and Coke just straight off the shelf, like the Jack and Cokes they offer in the United States these days. Very interesting. But it did get a little bit more liquory towards the bottom. And of course, now the flavor of the Coke is very much overwhelming the flavor of the cigarette I have with me today. I'll admit, though, I gotta go take myself a little bit of a piss. I've had to piss for the last couple minutes now, so before I finish this off, I think I'm gonna get another drink all lit up, and I think I am gonna go take a piss. So I'll be back in just a moment, y'all. Oh, man, let me tell y'all what, my piss was good. And having now stood up, gone inside, taken a piss, I can now say that I am feeling quite buzzed. Like, I was already feeling buzzed kind of when I was sitting down. I just don't think I realized it. But standing up really made me realize just how buzzed I'm feeling. And I am feeling a little bit buzzed. I'm feeling good right now, let me tell y'all what. You know, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. The Bundaberg rum making me feel good. 20-year-old Australian rum from the early 2000s. You know, it's making me feel good. It's making me feel good. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and get another one of these going. And I think I'm going to finish off my rum and Coke and let y'all know just kind of what my final thoughts are on the 20-year-old Bundaberg that I drank during this video today. After I finish my rum and Coke, though. But, yeah, you know, I gotta admit, it's really not bad. Not bad. Wow. Well, without further ado, let's go and get this going, and let's go ahead and get back to drinking as well. Yes, sir, you know what I'm saying? I will admit, though, out of all the rums I've tried, this one is the worst pairing with tobacco products. I would not want to smoke a cigar and drink Bundaberg. It's just not something I want to do. There's just other rums out there that I would much rather have instead. If I was to drink straight with like a cigar or something like that kind of thing. But you know, in a rum and coke, it's really not bad at all. It's really not bad at all. And the undertones do still shine through the rum and coke, do still shine through the coke a little bit better than not, in my personal opinion. In fact, a pretty good pairing with coke. In fact, yeah, I would have to say Bundaberg rum is a pretty good pairing with coke. It really is. Not bad at all. Wow. I'm legitimately impressed by how this experience has gone today. You know, I came into this experience expecting something horrible. I think if I remember correctly, I stated at the beginning of this experience today that I was nervous. I was nervous. I procrastinated doing this for like 3 or 4 minutes during this video, just talking about kind of how I was nervous and stuff. He's going. But, like, you know, maybe this stuff has smoothed out. Maybe it's smoothed out over the last couple years or so, or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe it's smoothed out over the last 20 years. And I'm kind of thinking that's probably what happened. But drinking it straight was not horrible. Wasn't great either, but wasn't horrible, like I was expecting it to be. And in a rum and coke, you know, it's actually pretty solid. It's actually pretty solid in a rum and coke. Genuinely, I was not expecting this not bad of an experience. I wouldn't say good, but not bad, I think, is really the right way of describing it. Wow. Yeah. Not bad. Not genuinely bad is really the right way to describe this rum right here. As said, I don't know anything about New Bundaberg. Never tried New Bundaberg before. This is my first ever time trying Australian rum in general. But, you know, 20-year aged Bundaberg, you know, not so bad. Not so bad, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I should have shaken up the bottle or something like that kind of thing. Maybe all the alcohol-y flavor has gone to the very bottom. I'm not sure. I didn't shake up the bottle. Maybe that's why I had a good experience. Or not a good experience, but not a bad experience. Maybe that's why. I'm not sure, but who knows. Very interesting, though. This experience, I think I can say, has been unexpected. It's been unexpected. It has surpassed my expectations, and it has, what's the right way to put it? It has surpassed my expectations, and it's also just kind of been different than I was expecting. There's some specific word that I want to say, but I can't think of it. It's on the tip of my tongue, and I can't think of it. But yeah. I would have to say, yeah. This rum has surpassed my expectations, and it has subverted them a little bit. Nah, that's not really the right way to put it. But it's changed them just a little bit. It's been different. It's been different than I was really expecting. Very, very, very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Huh. Unexpectedly not bad experience, as said. I am actually kind of impressed. Now, as we go towards the bottom of the rum and coke, the rum flavor is starting to show through a little bit more. But it's still not bad. You know, I gotta admit, Bundaberg, at least in the 20-year age form, is not bad in a rum and coke. And it's not bad in general. Just drink straight. I've said that before, but I'll say it again. Yeah, I'm impressed. Alrighty, so my phone filled up on storage. Before this video today, I meant to delete some videos and stuff like that kind of thing, and I completely forgot to. So my phone did fill up on storage and stop recording just for a moment there. It's been about a minute or two since my phone stopped recording, and now I'm back to recording, of course. All good to go. The recording that was going before this seems to be all perfectly fine. No complaints on my behalf. I think my plan is to just now finish off the rum and coke I've got, finish off the other drink I've got, this one right here. And then I think I'm going to just give you guys my final thoughts on this experience and let you guys know in general just kind of how the stuff I had today actually was and whether it was good or not. Yeah. Excuse me. Glad my phone didn't decide to like murder the video I was recording before my storage filled up by any means. That would have been really bad. That would have been really bad. I've had my phone stop recording before due to like it filling up on space and stuff, but it actually told me that my phone, it actually told me that my phone was like full on space. It was like, yo, you're full on space. We can't record anymore. We stopped the recording because of this. It's never actually told me that before. It's just stopped recording and then been like, yo, it's not recording anymore. It's never actually told me that it filled up. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. Either way, I'm glad it let me know that I filled up my phone on space. And I'm glad it didn't decide to absolutely murder the first portion of this video because that would suck to say the least. That was all there was to my rum and coke. I'm going to go and finish this off real quick. And I think now that I finish this off, go and just stub it out in my ashtray. And now, I do think it is time for me to go ahead and give you guys my final thoughts. And I'm a little bit buzzed. I'm a little bit buzzed. But I think now it's time for me to go and give you guys my final thoughts on the 20-year-old Australian rum from the early 2000s that I drank for the first time today. How was my first ever experience drinking rum that has been open for that long? And how has my first ever experience drinking Australian rum actually been? Well, it hasn't been bad, in all honesty. It hasn't been bad. The Bundaberg Original Rum from Australia actually, after 20 years at least, wasn't bad at all. You know, I got a decent, okay flavor of like licorice liquor, a little bit of a sort of, I'd have to say, like brown sugar molasses sort of flavor. And then under that, there was a little bit of, I'd have to say, almost creamy vanilla sort of caramel flavor. And that's pretty much all that was going on. This is not a dynamic rum by any means. This is not a rum with a lot of flavor per se. But you know, at least after 20 years, the Bundaberg rum that I drank during today's video is not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad. Which is very surprising. Not bad to drink straight, and actually pretty decent in a rum and coke. Because the flavor really did lend itself to being put in rum and coke quite decently, quite well. Which is very surprising. And the flavor just combined pretty well with the rum and coke. Not bad. Definitely a little bit different than rums I've tried in the past. I've only ever tried rums from the Caribbean area of the world before. I've only ever tried rums from Puerto Rico and Jamaica before, to be precise. So definitely Australian rum I can say is a little bit different. A little bit different, for sure. But not bad. Not bad. And you know, I don't mind it. I wouldn't say I like it, but I would say I don't mind it. It's not something I'd buy with my own money, but it's not something I'm going to mind drinking the rest of, especially since I'm going to be drinking the rest of this bottle mixed into rum and cokes more than likely. It's not something I really have any desire to drink straight again, but in a rum and coke, you know, not too bad. Not too bad. Very, very, very surprising. Very, very, very surprising. I really wasn't expecting that. And you know, I gotta admit, just not bad. Just not bad. Well, overall, what is the rating that I want to give the rum that I drank today? I'm thinking a solid, like, high 2 out of 4. Now, of course, new Bundaberg rum may be completely different. New Bundaberg rum may be completely different than what I had today. I really do genuinely think, having read the reviews and having now drank this stuff as well, that this rum has probably gotten smoother as it's aged over the years. But the specific rum that I drank today, not bad. Not genuinely bad. And it's getting a high 2 out of 4, like a 2.7, 2.8 out of 4. Just simply because it's something that I'm not going to mind drinking the rest of the bottle of. Just simply because it's not actually horrible to drink straight, not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. And just simply because it pairs pretty well with Coke and is not bad in a rum and Coke at all. Yeah, no, not bad. Not bad rum, just not great rum. Not good rum. I wouldn't call the Bundaberg Original Rum from Australia that excuse me. Dang. I wouldn't call it genuinely good rum. I wouldn't call it great rum. I wouldn't call it fantastic rum. But it wasn't bad. It was just mid. And that's not a bad thing. You know, good in a rum and coke, not bad to drink straight. You know, 2 out of 4. Yeah. My range goes from a 1 to 4, with 1 being like, this is terrible, never drink this. The 2 being like, you know, this is okay, not really my thing, but it might be some people's personal preferences. And that's very much what this bottle is. It's not my thing, but it might be to some people's preferences. It's just not quite in-depth enough and not liquory enough and smooth enough for me to really want to drink or to buy another bottle of. A 3 out of 4 is very much like, this is pretty good, I really like this. And a 4 out of 4 is like, man, this is amazing, this is a masterpiece. For me, like, the Appleton's Estate is like a high, like, 3 out of 4. The Bacardi is like a mid 3 out of 4. And then this is like, the Bacardi Reserva Ocho 8, to be precise, is like a mid 3 out of 4. And the Appleton's 12 is like a high 3 out of 4. This is like a high 2 out of 4. You know, I gotta admit, I'm honestly really, I know I've said this before. I've said this during this video today a couple times, but I legitimately am impressed with how this experience was as a whole. I was not expecting this rum to be very good. And I wouldn't call it good, but I wouldn't call it bad either. I was expecting it to be bad, and this is not bad. Now, new Bundaberg might be different, but the 20-year-old age Bundaberg that I got with me today, not bad. Well, I think that's pretty much all I had to say for this video. Oh, how does it pair with one of these? Not great. Not great. There's other rums pair better, but not horrible. Not horrible. But I'd much rather have a different rum if I wanted to pair something like one of these or with a cigar or something like that kind of thing. I'd much rather have a different rum. But overall, you know, not insanely bad. Not insanely bad. Not horrible. It's not great. Mid. I'd have to say this is mid. Yeah, that's kind of what my overall impressions of Bundaberg are as a whole. It's kind of mid. I don't know about new Bundaberg, I said, but this old Bundaberg, at least, you know, is not horrible. It's not horrible. Well, I think that's pretty much all I had to say for this video today. Did I drink 20-year-old Australian rum from the early 2000s? So I did. certainly hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video today. If you guys have enjoyed watching this video, of course, please make sure to like and subscribe for more content. I have my Instagram, my book, my merch, my P.O. Box, and my second channel all in the description down below. Go check it all out. Thank you so much for watching, y'all. Let me know in the comments down below what y'all's thoughts are on Bundaberg if you guys have tried it before, of course, as well. And until the next one, stay safe and peace and have a great one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying?